let's talk a little bit about yourself. Anita, who are you and what is your story?
All right. I'm not going to go really back in time, but a little bit, yes. So I used to teach, after completing my education, I was teaching for quite a while. And I taught in Mumbai and I taught in Thailand. In Thailand, I could not work in a college, but because I didn't have a work visa and they were very particular about giving work visas to spouses. So I taught Japanese women English because I had to do something. I would get bored otherwise. So anyway, so I spent a lot of maybe 8 years of my life teaching, but I found that teaching was not really something that I was terribly excited about. So when we moved to New York, I did some continuing education courses from Columbia University. So I didn't do a degree. I did continuing education courses in C++. And I did those courses only because that's where the jobs were. Because I opened the newspaper, that was pre-Google days and stuff. I opened the newspaper and I said, okay, let me see where the majority of the jobs are because I really want to work. And that's why I did the course. So after completing the course, which I did find a little difficult, I was also unused to giving exams and stuff at that age. I did take up a job in a company called Century Communications. It was in Connecticut. And I found, so most of my job was related to data, and I found the entire space fascinating. And I just loved my job. Subsequently, we moved to California, and I actually joined X.com in end of 1999. And so it was like, the early days of X.com. So, one of the founding employees. And I was with them for, 4 years or so, till 2004, actually. And I was heading the data warehousing group in X.com, which became PayPal. And it was at that time, the second largest data warehouse in the United States. So, it was absolutely, it was a space I enjoyed very much. I had a great team. So I was heading the group, but I was not necessarily technically the best. But I had a great team. I hired a great team and we did some fantastic stuff. And it's been, a great experience for me. We moved back to India in 2004. And it was primarily because our parents were getting older. We had no siblings in India. And also, we had really great times growing up in India and stuff. So we wanted to come back and give back in some fashion to the country of our birth. So we came back with no agenda, and we decided that, look, we'll figure out what we want to do. I started a movement called Let's Do It Delhi, which was focused on sanitation. And this was really after seeing a video called Let's Do It Estonia. I was really inspired. I got in touch with them and, they were very welcoming. And I said, I'm going to do this in Delhi, and they were delighted. But anyway, and I had a great response from the people. I had over 50,000 people involved in this movement, and it had no bank account or anything. But I found that it was very difficult to just have a movement and make systemic changes in sanitation or anything else that you want. And then I became a pro bono consultant to the Municipal Commissioner of Delhi. So because during this movement, one of my mottos was blame no one and inspire everyone. So I was not trying to say that the politicians are bad, the bureaucrats are bad, or the people are bad. I was like, we're all to blame and we need to fix it. I became a pro bono consultant to the Municipal Commissioner of Delhi, and we did some great stuff together, but it was not scaled. And I thought that maybe it would be a good idea to become a chief of staff. I couldn't stand for elections because I'm a US citizen, so I can't even vote in India. But I did become chief of staff to a politician, thinking that if a politician and the people are together, we can actually make systemic change happen.
Mm.
There again, scaling was an issue because of various things like revenues of the city and stuff. Some of the contracts had to be canceled, so those were the issues. Anyway, in the meanwhile, one of the things we figured in this process was that there are a lot of good bureaucrats, good leaders who want to do systemic changes for the positive and things, and they don't have very good teams. So I was part of, so I helped found a program called IIC, which is International Innovation Corps, with University of Chicago, where bureaucrats submitted projects and young people as a first job, as a full-time job, not as interns or something. They were paid really well because corporate sponsored them and sponsored this program, and they worked with the bureaucrat to produce outcomes. The program's still running, but I'm not associated with it because I was looking to do something else, really. So we were in Delhi at this point in time, and I really thought that I need to work on using one constituency of Delhi as a laboratory and try and transform that, by enabling world-class solutions to come to that constituency. I was still in the conceptualizing and, part of the plan when we actually moved to Mumbai, and that got, obviously it was not going to happen in Delhi then, because I'm now living in Mumbai, and we moved 3 months ago. Yeah. So when Sanjay took the position of country director for Starlink, I really got thinking about how electricity and broadband can be an enabler for transformation, and in particular rural transformation, because that's like infrastructure. It's like electricity, broadband, roads today in 2021 should be a given, right? So